to Trump's tariff threat through FTA with the EU. In the second on point, we will discuss the series of events unfolding in Iran and West Asia and whether the United States will attack Iran. In the third on point, we cover an exclusive report on the Army's plan to deploy integrated battle groups in the northeast. And now let's take a quick look at the headlines. Sergio Gore assumes charge as US ambassador to India, says India, US actively engaging on trade deal, says Trump's friendship with Prime Minister Modi is real. Spate of Hindu killings continue in Bangladesh. Awami League leader and musician Praloy Chaki dies in jail custody after suffering cardiac arrest, family accusing authorities of negligence. Chinese ambassador to Bangladesh meets Jamaat-e-Islami Shafiqur Rahman in Dhaka, weeks before the country's general elections. "15 families evacuated at 10 p.m. on 11 January and 1 degree Celsius temperature in Simla after buildings developed cracks near the Shimla bypass project due to tunnel work in Chalnauthi National Highway." Raj Thakre takes Ajay by Rana Malai, calls him Ras Malai. The BJP leader hits back, saying he's not afraid of threats, challenges and opponents. Geopolitical change is leading to realignment of economic interests. American retreat and Trump's erratic unilateralism is affecting this change. It is for this reason the crisis is pushing India to open new doors. Though Indo-German relationship is not new. We mark years of Indo-German relationship, which is 75 years of Indo-German relationship and 25 years of strategic partnership. But the global context has changed. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz is on a 2-day visit to India. He says he wants to elevate bilateral ties with India to a higher level.
Under my government, ladies and gentlemen, Germany is open for business and open for business cooperation. At the same time, we are strongly interested in further opportunities for German business in India. A second key topic is innovation. Germany and India are strong markets. We are innovation-driven economies with complementary strength in research, engineering, manufacturing and entrepreneurship. Innovation fosters growth, and our businesses are key drivers for innovation. There are significant opportunities for cooperation across industries and across technologies. Looking ahead, the full economic potential of our partnership is yet to be exploited. Unlocking it requires ambition, reliability, and close cooperation between businesses and government, and a shared commitment to innovation and future-oriented business models.
India-Germany trade has hit a record of 50 billion, with more than 2,000 German companies in India and 750 Indian firms in Germany. Germany was India's 8th largest trading partner in 24-25. It was India's 12th largest trading partner in 23-24 and 11th largest trading partner in 22-23. While India has trade deficit in goods, it has a surplus in services.
आज के चुनौतीपूर्ण वैश्विक माहौल में भारत 8% अधिक ग्रोथ से साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। इसके पीछे कोई एक वजह नहीं है, बल्कि सतत और व्यापक रिफॉर्म्स हैं। इंडिया ईयू फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट भी जल्द साकार होने जा रहा है। यह हमारे व्यापार, निवेश और साझेदारी के लिए एक नया अध्याय खोलने वाला है। मैं जर्मन प्रिसिशन और इनोवेशन को भारत की स्केल और स्पीड के साथ जुड़ने का आमंत्रण देता हूं। आप भारत में मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हैं, डोमेस्टिक डिमांड का पूरा लाभ उठा सकते हैं और बिना किसी बाधा से एक्सपोर्ट भी कर सकते हैं। फ्रेंड, सरकार की ओर से मैं आपको यह भरोसा दिलाता हूं कि भारत जर्मनी के साथ सहयोग को स्टेबल पॉलिसीज, म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट और लॉन्ग टर्म विजन के साथ आगे बढ़ाएगा।
There is the changing geopolitical landscape, which brings opportunities but also challenges for government and business. If we want to remain competitive in this world and sustain long-term economic growth, we must strengthen our resilience. This means partnering with trusted actors, promoting openness and fair competition, and protecting our economic base against one-sided dependencies and their weaponization. Diversification and rules-based frameworks is how to put this approach into practice.
Now, what Germany is really pushing is an India-European Union economic bloc. The EU is a 27-nation powerhouse with an 18 trillion economy and nearly 450 million consumers. It is already India's largest trading partner with 180 billion in trade, 140 billion invested in India and 8 million Indian jobs linked to European firms. A free trade deal could now lift this partnership to an entirely new level. And today, Europe wants India by its side. After nearly 2 decades of deadlock, the India-EU Free Trade Agreement is suddenly moving fast. Talks restarted in 22, and in Feb this year, the entire European Commission came to New Delhi and said that the deal will be sealed within 25. That urgency is driven by geopolitics, and we expect something big to happen this year. The United States is using tariffs, China is weaponizing supply chains, and Europe and EU is looking for reliable partners, and India fits that bill. Now, on that issue, I'm joined by R. Sridharan, editor, International TV9 Network. I'm joined by Jen Dasgupta, former Indian ambassador to WTO. I'm also joined by Jan Neuter, Director General, Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much, sir. And Anandi Iyer, Director, Fraunhofer, India, and member, India-Germany CEO Forum. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you all of you for joining me. But let me take opening comments from Sridharan. How should we break it down for our viewers?
Very simple, Kartikeya, because the way I see it, it's not incidental that Chancellor Merz has chosen India to be his first port of call in Asia. I believe that Germany is actually going through a strategic reset, and I'll explain why I think this is a reset. There are 3 pillars on which German growth and its geopolitics was built. One was on cheap Russian gas. Number 2 was the China trade, and number 3 was US security. Now, ever since the Ukraine and Russia war began, all these 3 things have been thrown on their head. Russia is no longer a reliable supplier or a partner; it's a threat from an EU perspective. China is now a competitor; it's threatening Germany's own industrial base, its own competitiveness. So, Germany has to look at sources and new partners where it can actually manufacture, where it can sell. And US, with this whole move around Greenland, I think the NATO is itself under a question mark now. So as Chancellor Merz said, India is a desirable partner. And the German relationship is also happening in the larger context of the India-EU FTA, which Chancellor Merz himself said he expects will be completed within this month. So once that happens, I think it's a sovereign autonomy at play, whether it's for Germany or it's for India. I think there's a realization that every country needs to engage with other countries in terms of what serves its own interest and in the interest of a wider global political order that protects their own interest and growth.
Okay, let me straight away go to Jan Neuter. Sir, I'll read out a statement, quote unquote, world is witnessing a renaissance of unfortunate protectionism.
That's right.
That harms both Germany and India. Merz said that in today's conversation. So please break it down for us.
With pleasure. First of all, thank you very much for having me tonight. Yeah, Germany is a country to be based on exports. Yeah, for centuries, the German companies look out for a strong and reliable partner. And India is a very strong partner for decades. You mentioned already 75 years of economic relationships. Now, individual relationships go back far further. We talk about the various companies to have been in India for more than 120, 130 years. So given that, we look at further strengthening the ties given the protectionism in other countries, and therefore we look out for allies, and India, being the biggest democracy in the world, is of course an ally for a long time. And certainly India is going to be a proven ally when it comes to the next decades. Therefore, we are very, very happy that our Chancellor visits India before he, by the way, visits China. So as Mr. Shri pointed out, we are very much happy in India that the first journey into Asia leads our Chancellor to India.
Okay. Ambassador Das Gupta, there are some roadblocks to the India-EU FTA, sir. In the new geopolitical environment, if I may put it, there is also a need for EU to relax some of its demands, especially on CABM and access to agricultural markets in India. Do you think that we can iron out these issues, sir?
I think as far as the CBAM is concerned, the EU regulations don't permit for any exceptionalism that an FTA partner will be exempt from the CBAM regulation. So that is a tough hurdle to cross. The other point about agriculture market access, I think the EU is wanting to have, of course, in wines and spirits, much greater access in terms of much lower tariffs and a shorter phase-out period. The third point is that there are issues about investment, about sustainable development. So all these things have perhaps reached ahead, and there are indications that these could be sorted out, and on both sides the ambition level could come down so as to have an agreement signed by the 27th of this month. But for that, both sides will have to temper their ambition and to accept what may not be an ideal fit, but as we all know, the perfect is the enemy of the good. So it would be a good agreement, I hope. And it's been in the offing since 2007, because I was in the government at that point of time, and then it went into hibernation for a long period, and it was revived after about 9-10 years. So it's high time that we conclude the deal, and in the face of the Trump tariffs and the disruption it has caused to trade all over the world, and to trade flows, and to industries which have had to lay off a large number of people, their supply chains have been affected. So I think the India-EU deal will act as a kind of a positive signal to the rest of the world that trade will continue, and newer destinations, newer products, newer partnerships will be forged.
Okay.
So in that sense also it would be very important.
Absolutely, sir. Let me go across to Anandi Iyer. Madam, Germany is also pushing India to reduce energy imports from Russia. that India has rejected. Now, is this an issue in the overall framework?
First of all, thank you for having me on this show. I must say, I don't think that's an issue, because if you read the statement, the Chancellor has already said that I'm not here to lecture India. And so I think I really see the statement as a shifting of gears. It's moving from a transactional relationship, which has largely been the hallmark of India-German relations, to a very strategic partnership, from a I and you to a we, and from bilateral to global. So this joint statement clearly signals an upgrade for India-Germany relations to a strategic partnership. And I'm delighted that the emphasis on technology and innovation and not just markets. There is a strong push towards co-development, co-production. And what stands out is building a resilient supply chain in areas like semiconductors, critical minerals, and even strengthening people-to-people links through skills, mobility, academic collaboration. So I think the statement clearly signals mutual respect, shared values for a global order, and goes beyond trying to tell each other what to do, but trying to say what are our inherent strengths and how can we converge on these strengths to make a larger case for a global collaboration.
Okay. My next question would be, because I need to take a short break, but I'll put it across to all of you, and that is, when Chancellor Merz talks about de-risking China without decoupling, what does it mean for the German investments in India? Can we expect more investments in manufacturing? But we will address this question after a short break.
हम लोग शंघाई या सिंगापुर होने की बात क्यों करें, लोग मुंबई बनाने की बात करें, इस प्रकार का मुंबई तैयार करते हैं। अभी देखिए मुंबई का जो ट्रैफिक है, 60% ऑफ मुंबई मूव्स ऑन वेस्टर्न एक्सप्रेसवे। इन नेक्स्ट 5 to 7 years वी आर गोइंग टू ट्रांसफॉर्म मुंबई। भाईंदर से लेकर तो विरार तक एक 24 किलोमीटर सी ब्रिज को मान्यता दी है। थाने से बोरीवली के टनल का काम हमने शुरू किया है। आने वाले 5 वर्षों में देश में सबसे ज्यादा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अगर कहीं तैयार हो रहा है तो महाराष्ट्र में और एमएमआर रीजन में। मुंबई में अभी जो हुआ है ये तो सिर्फ ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है।
फाइनली हमारा घर।
तुम्हारी जिद का नतीजा।
मैं नहीं होती तो तुम्हारा क्या होता?
इनकी जिद ने आज इन्हें दिया एक परमानेंट एड्रेस टाटा कैपिटल होम लोन्स के साथ।
Open it up, what do you see? A champion inside you and me.
जब 25 साल के प्रत्युष का किडनी का ऑपरेशन हुआ तो पॉलिसी बाजार की टीम ने हॉस्पिटल पहुंचकर 12 लाख का क्लेम अप्रूव करवाने में पूरी हेल्प की। पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 550 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
With Skoda Supercare and growing network across 180 plus cities, you never drive alone.
Skoda.
लूजर।
लाइफ हो या इन्वेस्टिंग, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस से नुकसान भी हो सकता है। म्यूचुअल फंड अपनाओ और थोड़ी हेवी लिफ्टिंग एक्सपर्ट्स को भी करने दो।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से संबंधित सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Now let me straight away go to Mr. Neuter. Mr. Neuter, as I was asking, since Germany is talking about de-risking China without decoupling it, can India expect more investments, sir?
Absolutely. Yeah, India can expect more investments from Germany. However, if we look at China for a second, the German investment in China is considerable. So it's not that there is going to be a de-risking or a decoupling. It's more like a diversification. Germany always looks for new markets, and we can't even talk about a new market when it comes to India, with more than 2,000 German investments already being in India. However, our focus is the German mid-sized companies, and it is not China to trigger future views. It's more like India, with its vast potential, with a dynamic development seen over the past decade, to offer lots of opportunities, given the wonderful infrastructure, strong talent base, expanding manufacturing ecosystem. That's going to be the driver of a consideration of German companies to invest in India, rather than challenges they may face in China.
Okay. Ambassador Das Gupta, many German companies are expanding or starting their GCC operations in India. Do you think that the German ecosystem, what sort of advantage they can take of India's talent pool in the manufacturing base, sir?
I think the GCCs are being set up here not only by the Americans but by Europeans, and Germany in particular has also been keen in setting up GCCs. So the large talent pool, which the previous speaker, Mr. Neuter, has also mentioned, is something engineering talent and expertise. That is something which we are proud of and we can offer to the rest of the world. So the GCCs do offer one route for collaboration between the two countries. But as far as manufacturing is concerned, and as far as the previous question that you asked about investments into India, vis-a-vis the investments which have already been made in China, I think that is something which the German companies will have to decide, because they are already invested in many manufacturing units in India for ages. But as far as fresh manufacturing investments are concerned, I think that is something which is still, the jury is out on that. As far as Germany is concerned, there haven't been very many new investments. So I think there could be a few contentious issues or wrinkles which need to be smoothened out. So that will have to be taken up on a bilateral basis.
Madam, there was a special mention of deepening the defense and security partnership. Do you think that's a new? Because traditionally, if you look at our relationship, we are a deep, long relationship with UK, but the defense partnership is very weak. We have deeper partnership with Russia or Moscow, but not with UK. So in context of Germany, just break it down for us. What is the defense and the security partnership we are talking about?
Well, I cannot go into the details of defense and security partnership because I think they're still being worked out. If you read the statement, there are some clear indications of joint exercises and partnering on that. But where I see a huge opportunity is on innovation in the defense sector.
Okay.
And that includes manufacturing. It includes resilience in supply chains. Germany and India share very strong complementary skills. So you might have noticed very clearly that whether it's solar energy, whether it's semiconductors, whether it's AI, and even digitalization, the competitiveness of German manufacturing is being challenged right now, thanks to a large extent by the Chinese intervention into this area. But with India, they have a huge chance to gain back on time, on scale and speed, because in India, you have that advantage that we can very quickly turn around a manufacturing setup. We can also give value for money. So the cost and arbitrage that you have in India, I don't think you have anywhere else. So if we were to combine the strengths between the two, whether it's in defense, whether it's in energy, whether it's in semiconductor, and again, I'm saying that I'm delighted to see that the statement focuses a lot on frontier technologies rather than brick and mortar. And that is a huge window of opportunity for us to really curate collaborations. And I must say that we should be very, very focused on bringing the German Mittelstand to India this time. This is an area which has always been ignored to some extent, not given enough attention or support. It requires a framework of strategic partnership and sustained efforts because the German Mittelstand is heavily technology strong, but is a little reticent to explore new markets. And unless we reach out to them, the big ones from Germany are already here and they're doing extremely well.
Okay,
now
madam,
we need to really have a clear focus.
Absolutely. I'll take a cue from you. You use the word window of opportunity. I need to close the show, but I'll go to Sridharan on this. Sridharan, when we talk about window of opportunity, sometimes crisis creates new opportunities. Do you think that, this visit which comes in the wake of, in wake of American retreat, America's unilateralism, and the way America is bullying everyone in Europe, do you think that India emerges as a reliable partner with various European countries, stable, democratic and reliable?
Absolutely, I think, because I think what India is demonstrating to the world right now, Kartikeya, is the fact that we are willing to engage with different countries on their own merit. India is not willing to be part of any bloc or any groupism as such. It's happy to do business with Russia, it's happy to engage with China as well, and US of course, which will remain a very, very important strategic partner for India, and Germany and the entire EU bloc. So what we are seeing is the emergence of, in some sense, a new world order triggered by multiple factors. One is of course the Russia-Ukraine war and the COVID, which has affected supply chain across the world, and now the Trump doctrine, which is playing out in the White House and across the world. I think this Trump doctrine and the new world order is going to last well beyond Mr. Trump as well. So these are new fractures and new alignments which are emerging around the world. And what we are seeing is these are all alignments which will last going into decades going ahead, Kartikeya.
Okay, thank you all of you. I've really run short of time, and this is all I had on point one. But don't go away. Coming up next, we will discuss, will the United States of America attack Iran amid widespread protests that are taking place?
हम लोग शंघाई या सिंगापुर होने की बात क्यों करें, लोग मुंबई बनाने की बात करें, इस प्रकार का मुंबई तैयार करना है। अभी देखिए मुंबई का जो ट्रैफिक है, 60% ऑफ मुंबई मूव्स ऑन वेस्ट